I just got down to the room, guys, so not really prepared. Just like when I was in school. Joe is here. Matt from Rock the Watch is here. I'll get a few watches out as we go. I'm still kind of collecting myself. Neff is here. Thanks for joining us. Kevin Hawthorne checking in from Lakeland, Florida. Happy to have you here. Bill K checking in. Let's see if we can get this thing going. Kentucky Greg chiming in. Got the old classic SKX. My buddy Dane, the Celine Drivers here. Tuxedo Manor, Jeremy, AZ Clayton here. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Tennessee Mike is here. Bean Boy's here. Bean Boy and a few other you people were just at the Bruce Williams, Brett L. Miller watch gathering. So that was pretty cool to hear a few of people that are in my circle are also, hanging out with Bruce and stuff. That's awesome. Kevin Powell's here. William checking in from California. Kevin S. is here, of course. Nate Dog. CFZ. Let's see. Ken, aka KR Joy, is here. Thanks for joining us. Raj checking in from the UK. Mark is here. NH Rick joining. Young Excellency is here. Floridian is here. Joe and the Badger. Celine Driver is asking if I'm using StreamYard. No, I'm just doing it right from my phone. Just old school. Let's see. MJO. Jeffrey's here. Joe now. Let's see. Weeby's here. Jason Design checking in from Aruba. Let's see. Just trying to read through the comments here, guys. Looks like I'm a little behind. Ken checking in from Pittsburgh, of course. Interesting username. Not going to say it. Nick V's checking in. Thanks for joining us. Wet Watches is here. All right. Jack is asking, what is the green watch? The green watch, Brave Sailors here. Thanks for joining in. This is a DuFrane, and this is their Travis from the Travis series. And this one is, there's a few different colorways. This one's obviously bright green, but pretty well built watch. He just sent over a new bracelet, the original. This is like behind the scenes things, and I'm going to say some things on the live stream that I don't typically say in some of the other videos. So it's, some of that behind the scenes stuff is pretty much reserved just for my live streams. So in this case, what I wanted to point out is sometimes manufacturers, I don't even want to pick on micro brands because it could be anybody that sends in the watch. They're not always fully inspected and they're mass produced, right? Well, there was a failure on the old clasp, and I think it was a prototype clasp because this one looks different and it's actually labeled and everything like that. So this on the fly micro adjust works perfect, just as you would expect. There were some issues with the previous one. I reached out to DuFrane, and he's like, hold on a second, let me just send you another bracelet. So he next aired over a bracelet, boom, got it, no problem, put it on, fits good, and clasp works as it should. So that solved that problem. So now I can do the video on it. Actually, I already did the video on it once, but I did it with a broken clasp. So now I need to delete that video, make a new video, but whatever. Life is good. I'm making videos of watches. So what if I got to make another one? Yeah, it kind of does have a nice broad arrow hand on there. Let's see. Dustin is here. I got to figure out what watches to bring out. So, well, I'll share this one. I was wearing the Scurfa Yellow Dial Treasure Seeker. Absolutely love this watch. 100% ecstatic with my purchase on this. I even had to pay a premium, and I picked it up on eBay because Scurfa's sold out. You can still get an orange one there, whether it's on the 18th or the 19th or whatever day you want to pick on. You can still get the orange Scurfa from Scurfa on their website. So absolutely love their watches. So that's what I wore today. The day before, this is still running, but I was wearing the Tag Aqua Racer. So yeah, on the 18th, which was yesterday, I was wearing this because of the orange second hands. I really like that, and it says caliber 5 in orange, and I really like that on the 18th. So Ken's wearing the OP. It's funny because I was wearing the tag actually on Saturday too at my daughter's volleyball tournament. And I was just, my wife thought it was actually this watch, which also has the orange seconds hand, but there's no date. So I wouldn't have known it was the 18th or anything. But it does have the orange seconds hand, which is, I mean, if you look at these two, they're very similar, right? In colorways anyway, but just one's a date and one's not a date. So. Which my wife has one of these as well. So there's two of these, Random Rob limited edition, white dial with the orange second hands in the family. Of course, I have the tag. Absolutely love that. Picked that up used, but like new from my buddy. He goes by the username of Big Sexy Keith. So I guess he's big and he's sexy and his name is Keith. So that's where I got that watch. So I'll pretty much always remember that. Speaking of orange and having a date, here is the orange dial Breitling Super Ocean. Absolutely love this. It's on the 17th. Oh, let's flip that around. Let's get it running and get it set. Let's see here. We got to make sure we're in the AM. Hey, Kevin's here from Wrong Time Watch. Dun, dun, dun. Man, I love these Breitling Super Oceans. So orange dial, boom, there's the 18th, but today's the 19th. And you know what, I'm lazy. I don't feel like pushing the crown in. I'm just going to keep scrolling all the way around and get to the 19th because whatever. Sometimes I just like to hang out on the 18th for a little bit. We'll do full rotation. There's the 19th. And I've already lost interest in setting the time. So we're going to move on from that. But I might wear that one. I don't know. I just wore that one recently. So I got to pick another watch to wear tomorrow. You know what I haven't worn in a while, which has orange trim. You see a lot of orange in my watches, don't you? So I might wear my Oleg and Waz. I might wear this tomorrow. So we'll get this one set up. Inland Watch Reviews. Thanks for chiming in. Let's see what this one's set up. Let's see here. Oh, there's the date change. So now what I do for changing the date, just in case you guys know, I just get in the habit. I don't really care what the safety zone is. I just put it around 6:30 a.m. and then that's when I change the date. So today is the 19th. So we have an orange framed date window on this around the 18 and 19. There we go. And then I just need to set the time, which is, I don't know, like almost 9:10 p.m. So we'll just rough set it like that. Get it wound up a little bit. And it should be good to go. There we go. So there's that guy. I think I'm going to wear that one tomorrow. So Carlos was saying, I think Waz is pronounced device. Can't be certain though. I've heard it pronounced a few different ways. It's very interesting. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look that up. Um, Ken K.R. Joy says he has his newly restored Altavia CY2111 on tonight. Lucido Sterling Heights did an amazing job. That is awesome to hear. I know they have an excellent service center. So that is cool. And I'm assuming that's a chronograph because Ken is big time into chronographs. I could be wrong, but I also could be right. Let's see, reading some comments. I'm already sick of orange. Only the worst micro brands are still pushing orange. It's pretty tired. I disagree. I still love orange. Like legit, you can kind of see orange there, orange there, orange there, orange there. I have orange on the bezel on this, my new, more recent watch pickup, the Zodiac Pro Diver. Of course, you know, you go back to the OG, the orange dial Monster. You know, I even have the orange dial GMT 5KX. That might, nope, I have more orange. Hold on a second. If we're going to talk orange, I will get all of the orange out. I have a little bit of orange on this thing. And I have some orange on this thing. Let's see, is there any more orange? That, I think that's all the orange I have. I'm sure there's more, but that's all I have like within hand's reach. So let's see. Chris, aka YZ80 says the new meteorite dial Zodiac comes out later this month. 1750. It has orange too. And I would, Chris, I'd be all over that watch, except it's the 40 millimeter version, and I really prefer the Pro, which is the 42 millimeter version. So, no, I do not have an orange G-Shock. I've had orange G-Shocks in the past. I don't, for some reason, I just can't stick with it. Alrighty. Okay, so let's, now that we have like kind of a full house and we're 12 minutes in, let's talk about the topic there because nobody has said anything about that, I don't think, in the chat. How that wasn't clickbait when I wrote Monday Live's chat, and then what did I write? Something like why I won't buy a Rolex. So I'm gonna cover why I won't buy Rolex. Wait, I found some more orange. Technically not my watch, but whatever, it's here. So, so I have two Rolex right now. Okay, I have the Submariner and I have the Air King. And I'm very happy that I was able to purchase these. You know, other people in my life were very instrumental in me being able to get these. But beyond that, the reason I think I'm going to not buy any more Rolex is because of the quote rules and the games and everything. Just like all the other people that have a voice in the community have mentioned all the things that they hate about the rules and how you have to go about it, and essentially why the gray market even exists is to cut out all those rules. So although I love the watches, I think they're great watches, I just don't really care for everything that's tied to it. So that's my primary reason why I'm just not going to do it anymore. On top of the fact that I don't know that I really have the connections to buy them at retail anymore. I would have to rebuild those connections somewhere else potentially, or rekindle the old ones. But I don't have the energy to do it. It's not worth it to me. That's not why I did it in the first place. It just happened to be that was an opportunity that had presented itself at the time. But that being said, the Air King 100% hands down. I was going to buy this watch regardless, even if it would have had to have been on the secondary market. The Air King, pretty much this particular model, not the new one, but this one, resonates with me to the point where like this would be the only one that I would actually buy and keep and own. I just really like this particular one. So this one definitely is going to be sticking around for sure, just because I like the watch that much. I mean, I like it to the point where, you know, like the BSOs and the Orange Monster and stuff like that. Just beyond the fact that it's a Rolex or anything like that, I actually just love the way it looks and feels on wrist. And um, yeah, there's so I keep the watches that I actually truly like, and that's one of them. So a lot of the other ones can come and go. I don't really have a problem with that. But these days, I got to be honest with you, I haven't really been selling much. I sold a 6900 G Shock. It was a Bamford limited edition, but um, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of the 6900, so that one didn't stick around. I've sold a bunch of squares, and I've still kept the Bling Master and my 5610. I still have that. That's like my main work watch, which I don't hardly ever wear anymore, honestly. But so yeah, that covers the topic of the why I will not be buying any more Rolex. So that being said, will I be buying? I almost was going to title it "I won't be buying luxury watches," but I got to be careful with that statement because there's still the potential that I might pick up. Um, I would say maybe a tag, but honestly, there's no more 41 millimeter divers. I don't think so. I'll have to double check their current lineup. And I don't really care for the 43 millimeter ones. They're just too large for me. So the Omegas, I don't know that there's any current Omega that I really want. So, David, no, I still have the Christopher Wards. I can get them out. I did the videos, and then let me unbox them. And I told them, I said, hey, send me a shipping label or something, because they, I'm done with them. They can go back. Like I don't. Yeah. So here's some more orange. The Seamaster 300. So the Seamaster 300, I don't know, it's just too big for me these days. Like I would actually pick up this watch before I'd pick up the Seamaster 300. The Heritage though, I would actually pick up that one. And maybe that's what you meant. The 300 Heritage model, I would actually consider purchasing that. So I don't want to rule out luxury totally. I have a couple more awards. I don't know, David, did you want me to get those out too? I don't know if I really have room, but just load up on Grand Seiko. Um, I'm not going to say I won't buy a Grand Seiko. There's always the potential that could happen. CFZ is not called the Heritage. I think it's, well, the one I'm looking at, the smaller one, I think, isn't it called the Heritage? I could be wrong, but. All right, more Christopher Ward. Let me open them up. Yeah, people want more Christopher Ward. I'm making a mess in here because there's no other way to do it. And this one's got a stupid sticker on it. This is that. Oh wow, there's sticker residue on that. See, this is why you don't use stickers. Oh, that's terrible. That's just terrible. How am I going to clean that off? Ah, I got sticker residue on the sapphire. Okay, I think I got it off. A little bit of elbow grease. So here's the red dial 36 millimeter, I think. So there's that guy. And oh yeah. Couldn't remember what the other one was. It's the white dial. Is this a 39? I think this is the white dial 39 millimeter, which has a little bit of orange on it as well. So there's that guy. Metal Slug says he's got the Green Dial C63. Awesome watch. Yeah, I haven't really talked about Ward. They need to get these back and send me more. Places don't send me watches as fast as they need to. I make a lot of watch videos, guys. So I need a lot of watches to come in so I can continue to make a lot of videos. Let's see. Tennessee Mike says, any Longines spark your interest? I'm starting to obsess over the Zulu Time green bezel variant. I'll have to look at the lineup again for Longines, but currently right now, I'd have to say that I'm kind of more interested in the micro brands, and quite frankly, I can clearly explain to you why. And I'm not sure Longines is affected by this at all, but with all right, how do I say this? I think I'm more interested in watches that don't have one-to-one copies of them. So now I have exceptions, obviously, because like I have two Breitling Super Oceans, and there are super clones of those, but I know mine are authentic because of where I purchased them from, and I just love the watch and the design so much. But other than that, like I honestly kind of like having like you're not going to see someone copy the Christopher Ward, or I think there's actually some that are very similar to the Zodiac, but you're not going to see someone copy the Oleg and Waj. You're not going to see somebody copy the Scurfa Treasure Seeker or the um, I don't know, most micro brands. I don't have a ton here, but or how about these? I got these guys. The um, Drakens or whatever. You're not going to see now. These are similar, to some other brands, but this one definitely not. This one's its own thing. But you're not going to see watches. These are unique, I guess. Let's see. Simon says Jeannot silent service. So I had placed a pre-order and I ended up canceling it. A little bit regret it because I think the silent service is actually a pretty amazing watch, but we'll see. Let's see here. No interest in copying any of them. Yeah, Kevin, there's just, there's no money in it. So Neff says there's a silent service and flippers. Yeah, that's um, Joe and the Badgers watch, which is it's a little beat up, but I can get a killer deal on it. So I don't know, maybe I'll pick it up because who cares? Alrighty, let's see. Pre-order still going on. That is true. The silent service is pretty sweet. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up Joe's. We'll see. I'd have to beat him up a little bit though, and I feel bad doing that. So I can't keep up with the comments here. I'm gonna just start over. What tutors do you still have, Rob? I have no tutors. I have no Omega. What other big brands are there? I have one Tag, and I have two Breitling, and I have two Rolex. I could see getting more Breitling. I had orange roughly for dinner. Party of 18. Let's see. Longines VHP chronograph opinion review. All the Longines watches are awesome. I'm in line for the 39 millimeter Tudor Ranger MM10. Michael, oh shoot, who was it? Somebody in our Discord had, probably still does. He has a Ranger for sale. Sold the Pelly. Yeah, I sold the Pelly. I sell a lot of watches I like. Yeah, I sold the White Seamaster. I have no Hamiltons. Yeah, no more Rolex. Yeah, he's from Dubai. So what? Pick it up anyway. I have no Oris. I'm not opposed to getting an Oris. I just haven't figured out the right one. Oh, it was Ralph from Dubai. Dubai, yep. You worry about international tariffs. I think you could probably work around that, maybe. Todd is wearing my old Pelly right now. Any higher end Seiko divers? Kevin, yes, I could actually see myself doing that. I actually do have one limited edition Seiko. No, I have this Sammy. I still have this thing. I have a Zimby, which they just kind of released number 16 and 17 back to back. But uh, so I think it's number 16 that I ordered. So I'll have that guy here. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to happen this week. It might be next week that I'll have it. And that I'm pretty excited about that one because it's like kind of a white dial with an orange bezel. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Kevin, I got the tuna Zimby, the automatic, I think they call it the baby tuna or something. But yeah, I got that. So I'm excited to get that. I don't know if I'll keep it or not, but I'll probably sell it. I don't know, who knows. Metal Slug, yeah, the Autodromas are awesome. MM10, the 43.5 Aquaswear is perfect. 100% agree. And I still would like to pick up that titanium one. Winding Crown says he'll trade me an Oak and Oscar for the Samurai. I would actually take that deal. So, yeah, I would trade the Samurai for an Oak and Oscar. The Oak and Oscars are actually pretty nice, but let's see. Chopard. I cannot keep up with the comments. Kimberly, what's the red strap watch? This red strap watch is a Christopher Ward. It was a limited edition, 36 millimeter in red. Pretty cool, fun watch. I think I read someone earlier ask what strap is on the C stern. This is a Strap Mill Canada, and I think they advertise it as vulcanized rubber, but vulcanized rubber and FKM are kind of the same. I also have over here, I have a red one and a black one. So very comfortable. Probably my favorite straps are the FKM or vulcanized rubber. And that's the same thing that Clockwork Republic uses for the SKX, 5KX. I still need to order one for the Samurai, and now they have them for the Turtle as well, which I have yet to get that one either. So, does the Ward wear too small for your wrist? The 36, yes. The 39 I can pull off. The 36 I don't even feel like putting on wrist. It's just, it feels weird. It's too small. So the 39 I can pull off. That works. But if I were going to buy a Ward, I would basically be buying this guy. My wrist is approximately 7.25 inches. I would be buying this, and I would do it just like this, the 42 by 50, but with a thinner case. I would rock this watch, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I can wear 36 millimeter watches, guys, but like, I don't want to. They don't sit right with me. How does the brown Zurich leather strap wear? It wears amazing. Absolutely love this strap, and we're about to come into some cooler weather, so I'll probably start wearing this watch again. Yeah, I just used to rock the watch. I would rock that watch. How does the let's see that somewhere in I'm putting this on. Do I think the 43.5 millimeter Aquas is too big on a 6 3/4? You could pull off the 43.5 Aquas on a 6 3/4 wrist. The 41.5 might work better for you. You're gonna have to try them both though. Cooler weather where I'm pretty far north. I'm pretty close to the 45th parallel, which my buddy Michael, who's in the chat, MM10, just sent me these two straps because I think they were like on clearance or something, but a couple more of these Zurich straps. Here's a black one. This is Horween leather too, guys, with the blue stitching, so I'll have to find a watch for that. And then this one's kind of like a do it out of the package. This one's kind of a a grayish material. Look, it even has the hardware is blue and the blue stitching, so I'll have to find a cool watch for both of these. But yeah, absolutely love these Zurich straps. You can still get them, but I don't know what the deal was. They were doing some killer deals on them, and then now they're not. So, I mean, they were like dirt cheap. Neff says the Aquas basically has no lugs. I bet it wears great. I have a 39.5 on a 6.25 wrist, and I wish I had went with a 41.5. So there you go. Design says, when are we doing a collab? What kind of collab would you like to do, Mr. Jason? The name of these straps is Zurich. So it's X. I don't know if you can see that. X XERIC. Calico says we should do a wet collab. Looks like an old sports car seat. That does kind of look like that. I'm still thinking I'm going to wear this guy tomorrow. Let's see. Anyone ever order a watch strap from Aaron Bespoke? I have not. Maybe somebody in the chat has. There's a lot of people that go pretty heavy into the strap collecting and everything. So there you go. Kevin S says Aaron makes very nice stuff. I have no idea what that says. If somebody wants to interpret that, if anybody's in the chat that can interpret that, let me know. I have no idea what it says. I always thought it was ironic that Aaron's last name was Bespoke. Yeah. Killed? You don't even know what you killed, Dane. He might have been saying, this is the best channel ever. I watch every video. Maybe that's what it said. I don't know what it said. Simon says, he said you are friends with Bruce. See? You don't even know what he says. Why in Korean, though? Because he's Korean, maybe? Dane's just happy. He was ready to pounce. He needed very little reason to pounce. I translated it. It said 18 is a lucky number and orange chicken is the best. Orange chicken is pretty good. 18 is definitely not my lucky number. And quite frankly, I think I prefer different dishes other than orange chicken. But David says that's not his last name. Boston Collector says, Rob, have you reviewed Furlan Mari? I have not. Never heard of him. Aaron is an artist. Sorry, I was kidding. Oh. Mongolian beef is the best. Now we're talking about food. I don't want to talk about food. Oh, let's talk watches. What else? I think we covered everything. What else are we going to talk about, guys? Let's see. They make orange chicken with fake meat now. Oh my god. Any titanium squares? There's a couple I haven't done videos on because there's like that crazy weird camo. I need to get those in. I wonder if Mimo has those in stock. I should check with them because I'd like to do the videos of those. I haven't done the video on some of those newer ones that are pretty wild. So that'll happen eventually. I think more titanium squares. I don't think I'm going to buy any, but I definitely want to video them. But I kind of want to video every watch. What's your pour this evening? AZ Taz fam. I am drinking Old Smoky salted watermelon. I am shopping. Hey, listen, I'm buying micro brands that are like $500 and I'm shopping bottom shelf whiskey. This is $20 a bottle and it tastes like salted watermelon. You pour it over a glass of filled with ice and it is just delicious. Jason says, Random Rob, once we have our website and NFT shop ready, I will collab a watch heads with you. I look forward to that. That sounds fun. I think Mimo had one in the back when we were at the meet. Joe, I will check with him because he actually just sent me a really cool Hamilton watch. I should have that this week. I will reach out to him and see if there's any more titanium. Let's see. Manny, aka Mr. LT, says any plans on next meetup? So for this year, no, but kind of. I am going to the Worn and Wound wind up in New York, and that's the weekend of October 21st. So I think quite a few people in the chat even are actually going to go to that. So like if you're on the East Coast or you're New York, New Jersey area and stuff like that, like Homer's going to be there. I'm not sure if NH Rick said he was going to go there. I think Mark was going. Um, MM10's thinking about it. There's some East Coast people that are going to go for sure, and I look forward to hanging out with you guys. Actually, so is Greg Wood's going to be there. Um, but as far as a random Rob meetup, I mean that's kind of like a wind up meetup sort of thing. I don't have any more planned for this year. And I really want to do a Gatlinburg, Tennessee meetup. I want to do a Smoky Mountains meetup essentially. But I want to make sure people have enough time to, you know, plan for it. So that's probably going to be, I don't know what is a good time of year to go. I got to figure that out. So I'll figure out the Smoky Mountain meetup. Other than that, I have November. I am going to um, California to the Notice kind of like annual appreciation party sort of thing. And yeah, Brave Sailor with a $2 here super chat says he's him and I are still working on a San Diego meetup. That's going to be 2023. I'm not sure what time of year is best for that as well, but that's going to be because I'll probably end up going to California twice next year as well. So it'll probably be San Diego. Well, maybe 3 times because if they do wind up in San Francisco again, I'll probably go there. So I got to figure it out. It's going to get tricky for sure. Let's see. NH Rick says, Rob, how are you liking the new Samurai? How does the color hold up in the wild? Rick, I haven't even worn it. And I don't know why. I like the looks of the Samurai, but I can straight up tell you right now, I'm probably never going to wear this watch. For some reason, I just don't wear the Samurais. I'm not a big fan of the black cased watches. So odds of me selling this are pretty high, pretty high, but I'm not going to do it anytime soon. So, let's see. Yeah, Kentucky Greg says Smokies during the week is best. Weekends are crazy. The problem with doing it on the weekdays is it's more difficult for people to get there. So it's going to be easier for people to go there on the weekends, and we'll just make the best of it. Neff wants the Samurai. I don't care. Whoever wants to buy the yeah, I don't, like I said, I know I won't have a hard time selling this because, and that's why I bought it in the first place. It's one of these ones that's crazy because you're like, well, limited edition by 8,000. I mean, really? That's a lot, right? But legit, go try to find one of these because they're basically, you got to go on eBay or you have to find a shop that just randomly has one. So let's see, what does the Samurai run? The Samurai, it's give or take whatever doll hairs, it's around the $500 mark, something like that. I think I paid 550 or something for it. I can't remember. I'd have to look. And I'm never big on. I think I think they're over 600, but I think I made an offer to Arizona Fine Time, and I want to say I paid like 550 plus some shipping. I'll have to look at my invoice, but it was under 600 for sure. So, and I'll pretty much just sell it for what I got into it. I'm not big on making money on most watches. So, let's see if I touch the wrist of random Rob, it's hot property waitlist coming soon. Nah. Did not know there was an orange Samurai. Yeah, there's so many good colorways for the Samurai for sure. Let's see. What were we talking about? Meetups? We were talking about meetups. Yeah, You know, because I've done the well, I mean, you can look here. We did the Baltimore, we did the because we have chips, right? So we have what did we do here? We got and then we got the orange one. So what did we do? We did Orange County, we did Southeast Michigan, Detroit area, we did Vegas at one point, and we did Baltimore. What am I missing? Am I missing something? I don't know if I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing something. But we've done the Michigan meetup a couple of times. I'm sure I'll do a Michigan meetup, but that's going to change because I'll have to figure out where I'm going to do it and everything. Yeah, and then there was the windups where really weren't meetups. Um, Florida man says I need a Tampa coin. I probably will do a Florida meetup, but I'm thinking it's going to be probably at Exquisite Timepieces, so in Naples. So I'm going to go further south this time. So if you guys want to meet up in Florida, we could probably set that up. But it's going to, like I said, it's going to be further south. It's going to be in Naples. Where do you do the Michigan ones before? I did Harrison. Harrison, I text you, man. Um, Southeast Michigan. The last one was in um, where were we? Sterling Heights, I think. So, but we'll figure it out. You're going to keep the Lake Travis diver you reviewed. I love my Deep Eddy. Paul, this one is just on loan, so I got to do the video on this one, and then I got to send it back. But he's going to send me one to keep later. I'm trying to read comments here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling back up. Where did that was the Michigan ones? Let me see. The new YZ80 says the new Doxa Army with the bronze bezels looking good. Specs say Swiss automatic. Do you know if they're Solitas? Yes, Chris, they're going to be Solitas. There's no way they're going to be ETAs in those. I have one coming. I don't really want to pull the case back off, but I maybe will to show because they're not going to probably straight up tell you. So, but I do have one. I paid for it, so hopefully as soon as it shows up, I'll get it. Kevin S says we could meet up at Frankenmuth and have some fried chicken and watches. That would actually be a pretty fun place to meet up. That town is really cool. Let's see. I sold the Doxa recently and got a whole bunch of cool pieces. Enough money left for a Eastern. Yeah. I legit have not bought a Doxa in a long time, and I bought one and I'm just waiting for it to show up. So Nolan with the $5 here super chat says, "Hey Rob, top recommendations for servicing that I can send out to. Thanks for all you do in the hobby." Depends on where you're at, Nolan, and what watch and what movement you're talking about. So, typically, I would say send whatever brand watch you have to an AD that has a service center that takes care of that brand. So, like I know Saltzman's has a service center. I know Lucido's in Michigan has a service center, but it's going to depend on what brand you have. And then, of course, there's independents too, like the guy. Shoot, what is his name? I want to say it's David, but it's the guy that Bruce Williams uses. He's in Salt Lake City. The guy is like super good, super good. But he has a pretty heavy focus. Well, I mean, he'll work on pretty much anything because he worked on a Seiko for me, but he works on a lot of Omega as well. So, but if you email me, Nolan, if you want to email me, I can get you some direct contacts, so we can talk about that for sure. Dane says European watch company has a service center. Dane has had quite a few watches serviced as well. So, where can I send my Okanasker? My date wheel's messed up. Nice, Hector. Let's see. James Duffy says that's how I felt when I went to Feldmore Watches in LA. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Chuck Cooley says I have about 2,000 USD budget, thinking fair or maze, but still shopping. Any suggestions? In the $2,000 price point, I have a few that I'm looking at. Obviously, I did buy a Doxa for 2,000. You can look at Manta. Manta does some phenomenal builds. Another one that I haven't checked out fully, they're not responding to me very well, but I want to see more about it, and that's in that price range, is Vertex. They do Loomcast indices or numbers. I think that's really cool. In the $2,000 range, though, you can pick up some nice used Breitling. Um, you can get into some very good tags, maybe some Omega, Paul. Yeah, you can get a Formex. You can get a brand new Formex for 2,000. Oris has some good things at 2,000. 2,000 really opens you up to a ton of possibilities. Florida Man says, Rob, you want to come to Florida? Hit me up. We can go spearfishing and put some of your divers to the test. I just got back from Jules and would love to take some divers offshore with you. I don't dive. I actually have a little, this is going to sound weird because I live near the Great Lakes and I love water and everything like that, but I have a fear of like going out in big water and stuff like that. So I don't know that that's really going to be best for me. Plus, I have a short history of sinking boats. I've sunk 3 boats. So I don't want to even talk about it. Let's see. Longines. Oh, Longines would be a great one to pick up for the $2,000 range for sure. Yeah. A big eye. I love the big eye, but that's not going to work for everybody depending, because I don't want to say a fragile watch, but yeah, there's a ton of watches to pick up in the $2,000 range. Florida Man says, then you're not welcome on my boat. Sorry. Listen, I'm gonna straight up tell you, like, I'm like bad luck when it comes to boats. So, Bean Boy says you could buy 200 Casio F91s. That's another option, I suppose. If you sink boats, you definitely need a Grand Seiko. Uh, yeah, I don't know about that. I think, yeah, we're not going to talk about it, Kevin. I need to get a bigger glass, I think. Don't bring bananas fishing. What does that mean? MM10, solid choice. Tudor 1926, 39 millimeter, 2,000 bucks. Yeah, you can actually pick up some used Tudor around the $2,000 price range as well. Von Krull says for 2K he'd probably pick up a Grand Seiko 9F85 watch, like the SPG P009. Another good option. You could maybe pick up a Grand Seiko for 2K. Paul says, where do you get your strap adapters for the G-Shock GA2100? I haven't bought any strap adapters for the GA2100s. This guy here, this is a full metal 2100. I still need to do the video on. This was sent in by Mimo. Pretty cool watch, pretty fun. Awesome watch. So I've never purchased strap adapters. I know there's a couple of companies out there that sell them though. Kevin S says bananas on a fishing boat is bad luck. Big Bearded Viper says Old Smoky just drinking from the bottle. I don't know. I like it over to ice. So Tennessee Mike says you can get an MM300 used for 2K. You can actually get for it'd be less than 2,000, but you can get a limited edition Seiko SBBN tuna for under 2,000, and those are tank. Dane says that's what it is. J&K has strap adapters for the G-Shock and a few other watches too, I think. MM300 is also a great choice. Yeah, I haven't had an MM300 in a while. Maybe I'll bring one in again. Kevin Powell, yeah. I've seen Black Bay 58s for around the $2,000 price point. It's going to be a little beat up, but Christopher Ward would be a good one. Hey, Karan from About Time with a $20 here super chat. Appreciate it. Tudor Prince, 1,200. Used, of course. You can sink a boat off Florida. You can always blame it on the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Let's talk about watches. My glass is legit empty now. SBDX023, $22.99 brand new. Wow, not in the Gulf. Okay, what are we talking about here? Keep the Old Smoky in the freezer and skip the ice. I've tried that before with some other liquors. I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Let's talk about 10-minute warning. Thank you, Dane. It's good to have you here. Here we go. So, good morning, Random Rob. I don't know where you're at. Oh, he's in Finland. That's why. He's in the future. Don't tell me what happens. He says he has a brand new Omega Seamaster 300 and he's loving it. Greetings from Finland. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to beat some of those Omega, man. Those movements are just crazy good. Paul says, when will you be going to Dallas for your Zodiac trip? Brisket and tacos when you're down. Well, so I talked to Michael. Actually, Michael from Zodiac texted me literally like a couple minutes before I started the live stream. And well, he's going to be at the Warner Mountain Windup show. So if you guys go there, you'll meet him. And I don't know that I'm going to take a trip down to Dallas because we would be going to the Fossil Group headquarters, but it's not that kind of headquarters. Like, it's more of just a business type environment. So I don't know that that's the best place to meet up, but we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Terry's checking in from Puerto Rico. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. See, Mr. Jones just got off work and he's wearing his Swiss Watch Company ARC. I do have a Swiss Watch Company USA watch here, but it's the titanium. What is this called? The Hyper G or something like that. I do have this here still, the green. It's very cool. Chuck Cooley says, Rob, do you have any experiences with Ferrer at all? I do. I have done a couple of Ferrer watches, if I remember. But a couple of them have come in magnetized. So I had to have those demagnetized. You need a good single barrel bourbon, 4 roses. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. So let's see, just reading some comments. Dane says, missed you and the fellows over the last 9 months. I'm happy to be here. Not happy about why, of course, but happy to be here. Well, yeah. Sorry you had to go through what you did, but better days ahead. And let's focus on the positive moving forward and just remember the good times, Dane. And we'll have more coming up for sure. Let's see here. So yeah, I guess I can cover the title of the live stream again. I won't be buying any more Rolex. Borderline could almost say I won't be buying any more luxury watches, but I don't want to commit to that. I feel like I'm going to be buying more affordable micro brands, whatever speaks to me, and just doing that sort of thing. I feel like that's my happy place. Let's see. Florida Man says, good night, y'all. Heading to Mayer's in the AM to grab the Aquaterra. Sounds like he's picking up a brand new Aquaterra. Mayer's, in case you guys didn't know, I don't know how many stores they have, but I've been to a couple of them in Florida. They have some great stores in Florida. I think I went to one I think they have a store at the Dadeland Mall down there. That was a really cool store. So Mr. C says, any thoughts on about the Baltic Aquascape? I had one in, I did a video, but it was a stainless steel one. I haven't seen the titanium one. I'll reach out to them and see if they can send me the titanium one. I'd like to do the video on that as well. But AZ Taz says, you're pausing or postponing those big ticket. No, I think I'm done. I think I'm done buying high-end luxury. Like, I don't see that happening anymore. I feel like I've experienced as high as I want to go. I think there's some massive diminishing returns, even within the micro brand realm. You can go all the way up to the $2,000 mark, and there's some great watches there. But there's at every price segment, I mean, you can break it down into segments, and there's some massive diminishing returns. What I mean by that is like a say $500 to $750 micro brand can be built so well, and when you compare it to say like a 2000 or $2,500 micro brand, or even entry level luxury watch, when you compare the two, you start to kind of like see like, well, I mean, it's like I want to see if I can calculate this out and break it down. If there's like an 80-20 rule, maybe. So, like, if you can go 80% of the way for 20% of the cost, I might be happy living under those rules, 80-20, let's call it. If you can go whatever you're going to compare it to, however high you want to go, but if you can go 80-20, I think that would be a pretty good number to try to hit. AZ Taz says ball, Oris, tag are the quote luxury in my collection. Well, legit, those are entry level luxury. I mean, when most people not or who says that? I forget who says it. Muggles. I forget what YouTuber said that, but if you do basically non-watch people or muggles, just like non-magic folk, from the Harry Potter stuff, if you ask muggles if a Tag Heuer is a luxury watch, they're going to tell you, oh, it's okay, Brit uses it. Thank you, Watch Gringa. I knew one of the other YouTubers used it, so I wanted to give them credit for it. But if you ask most people about Tag Heuer, they're going to consider it luxury. I think Brit just did a big video on Tag and talked about this. Same thing with like Breitling. Now I don't know that they would include Oris because I don't think Muggles know about Oris. But I don't know what was the other one? Ball. I don't think they're going to know much about Ball Watch either. But Ball Watch is kind of the enthusiast luxury entry level luxury watch, just like Oris. I think could potentially land in that zone, especially if you go with their caliber 400. I don't know if you could consider it with their Salida movements though. Dr. Bob's Nightmare says, I'm in the US. People will think you're nuts to pay for a Citizen like a Grand Seiko. So I think what you're referring to is there's some high-end Citizen watches that are just amazing watches and they have Grand Seiko price points to them. But um, yeah, that's probably even beyond Grand Seiko lunacy. So. See, Karan from About Times, I'm assuming it's Karan, says, Rob, good to see you. How many watches do you have there? Haha. I don't know how many I have here. I don't know how many I own in my collection. I tend to just not keep track of that stuff. Terry says, I made money when we sold my collection of mid-tier micros and cheaper watches. I don't know that you made money, but you got money back and you invested into a Tudor Black Bay 58, which you love, and then you also have the Steinhardt. So again, 80-20, right? You can pick up a Steinhardt and be extremely happy with it to the point where you're darn near as happy with that as you are your Tudor, but it was at a fraction of the cost. So that's the whole 80-20 thing. Rock the Watch says he's actually buying a lot of San Martin and Seastern and other Chinese brands lately. They're really stepping their game up. 100%. 100%. About Time says, yes, it is, Karan. Thank you for joining us, Karan. I appreciate it. Joe says, Ball Watch has me with the railroad history. Yeah, Ball Watch makes some amazing watches. I think they're underappreciated. Chris is asking, Rob, what's your favorite watch in your collection? I don't know that I can really answer that because I like all the watches. It's too difficult for me to answer that. Terry says she's still wearing the Steinhardt, which is crazy. Simon says Steinhardt too heavy. Well, look at the 39 millimeter Steinhardt. That's the one we're talking about. The OKLO or OLKO. I forget whatever website one it is. Kevin says just say the Air King. Okay, the Air King. Fine. Kevin says the Air King. Air King. Jax watches EDC. I think you need a Hamilton Panda. LOL. So if anyone's looking for used but excellent condition Hamilton chronograph Panda, Jax watches EDC has one for sale. Alpina is a great brand. What watch in your collection do you wear the most? Shane, solid question. I don't keep track of it. What one do I wear the most? I don't know that I have one that I wear the most. I typically go in 3-day rotation. And I don't know that I have one that really gets more wear wrist time than the other, to be honest with you. I have some that I don't get wrist time hardly at all, but wow, that's a solid question. Imagine if I would keep track of that. I really can't even answer that. See, Nicholas says I wear my tag much more often than my Rolex and my Cartier, not because it's better, but because it's a great watch and I don't get anxiety wearing it in public. Also, solid point, Nicholas. One of my buddies who's out in Vegas just sent me a news article about a guy that was trying to sell one of his Rolex watches. I don't know why he was trying to sell it on Facebook, but whatever. And he was doing a public meetup. He actually met at a bank, and two young gentlemen approached his car and literally just shot him. And thankfully, the guy lived and drove away and lived. But here's my Submariner. If you're asking Johnny Lee, here it is right here. We should come up with an app to track wrist time. There probably is already. Tennessee Mike says his Breitling Super Ocean gets the most wrist time. So yeah, I go in 3-day rotations. Like I wore the Scurfa. I'm trying to do a little bit of a watch challenge where I'm trying not to do a 3-day rotation. I'm trying to wear a different watch every day. So like today I wore the Scurfa. The day before that I already forgot what the heck I wore. Oh, I wore the tag. But I did wear this Oak Oscar, which is on loan a little bit on the 18th. But tomorrow I'm gonna wear this. I haven't wore the Oleg and Waz in a while, and I absolutely love this watch, like more than I thought I would. It's pretty crazy. It's the P104S or something. Anyway, guys, let's blast some of these. Let's see some lume. God, I freaking love that. Let's see here. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. Let's lume that guy. Oh man, I need some more watermelon in my life. Let's see what glows. Yeah, those Zodiacs are too freaking cool. How do you not love the Zodiacs? Wow. Yeah, micro brands. I mean, the Scurfa, this Wolves of Odin, the Christopher Wards, the Seikos. I mean, even the Sea Stearns, Swiss Watch Company, the Breitlings, tags, the Random Rob Borealis, the Drakens. The Lume is just great. The Lume is great. I sold the Pele, yep. And the Oleg and Waz, terrible Lume. Terrible Lume. We'll say that right out of the gate. And because you guys haven't talked about it or seen them in a while, there's a trifecta of pointer fingers. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.